So courage and strength.
Yes, that's awesome.
Why is it important for you to provide courage and strength to others?
Great question.
Because this world needs it. I
Facts.
think love is the most valuable.
Wow, that is so powerful. All right, so today we'll be commentating on this video, surviving severe burns. Doctor says he's a miracle, and we will be commentating on this video and watching it to spread awareness about the the disability, burns, and our goal is to spread awareness, and hopefully either I can learn something or I can teach you guys something. So yeah, we're watching this episode about this person that has suffered severe burns. What I know about burns is that there are several severities. They go by first, second, and third, and the severity is based off of how much damage is done to the skin tissue. So if it is very minor damage, then that would be first degree. Whereas if it was severe damage, it would be third degree burns. And in between, that would be second degree. And I know that for depending on the severity of the burns, one's many things can be affected. One's ability to see may be affected. I know many suffered blindness as a result of a burn. Your sensory ability to touch or be touched can be affected. It might cause pain. I know that it can cause physical impairment aside from the disfiguration and like on the body. Aside from that, it can create physical impairments and create limitations in movement, and I do know that. Um, but aside from that, I believe that's about all I know as far as people who have suffered severe burns. I have met a person, only one person though, so I have had the opportunity to work with someone with severe burns at one point. But aside from that, my experience with people with physical limitations um, or well, it is limited. People with physical limitations is limited, but people with burns specifically, it's only down to that one experience with that one person. So, um, yeah. So I hope I can learn something. And also, I just realized I don't even have my headphones on. So let me grab those real quick. All right, let me see.
When somebody
All right, good. I can hear. Make sure my audio's still going. Yeah, so burns, three severities, and they can affect your ability to see, ability to move, and then your ability to feel. Um, and I hope I can learn something about this person with disability or with burn disabilities.
when somebody meets you for the first time, what do you hope they think?
I hope they think that I'm nice and that I'm not like a zombie or like a horrible creature that's trying to.
Wow, that this this already hurts to watch. This is bringing me back to learning that people that struggle with burns, on on top of the how the burns affected them physically, there tends to be a social stigma associated with it as children can tend to be cruel, and without even knowing that they're being cruel. And I've heard stories of children either being scared by someone with severe burns, or um, pointing pointing out to them, or seeming shocked, which it can be shocking. But as this person's saying, they're a person like everyone else. They're not trying to hurt people. They're just trying to exist in this world, and live happily, or as happy as they can. Um, so I have heard experiences of children, um, just being very honest and coming across as cruel without even trying to be.
Like, hurt people.
How do you hope they introduce themselves?
Well, they say hi first, and I shake their hand.
Hello.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
Why did
Like, that's such a basic, simple interaction. The fact that it's not standard is just mind blowing to me. It's like literally, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you, shake your hand. But it's like people see people with disabilities, and this struggle to include them in basic human interactions. It is just insane to me, honestly. But again, I can't be mad at people for not knowing something or being unsure of something if they're in a new situation with unfamiliar people. So I totally understand that. But again, like, that's why I love this channel and the awareness that it spreads, because people, if they don't know, you should know that people with disabilities are people first and foremost. And that's just that simple, honestly.
did you want to do this interview today?
To tell people that miracles do exist.
Do you feel like a miracle?
Yes.
When you share your story with somebody, how do you hope they react?
It's a good question.
Well, I know it'll make them sad, but I hope that it gets to their heart, and I hope it gives them hope and faith on themselves too.
Wow.
I know they might feel bad for me and everything, but I would like they think, well, if he did it, I could do it too.
I love that. I love that they're saying that they share he shares his opinion, oh my goodness. He's saying that he shares his experience so that other people can look to him and think, well, if he can do it, I should be able to do it too. If he can live happily, then I should be able to live happily too. And he's sharing his story of resilience to try and inspire people, and that is just so beautiful.
So courage and strength.
Yes, that's awesome.
Why is it important for you to provide courage and strength to others?
Great question.
Because this world needs it.
Facts.
I think love is the most valuable.
Wow, that is so powerful. And also, when I say facts, I know it's an opinion, but it just it's so real to me. But here, let me go back.
Because this world needs it. I think love is the most valuable thing, at least to me.
How would you define love?
These are great questions.
Well, man, I think love is someone who is caring, be there by your side, listens to you, you listen to them. They may get you upset if they do something wrong, but you'll forgive them.
When you wake up in the morning, what's the very first thing you think about?
It's gonna be a good day.
Wow, that's
Why is that your first
incredible. Wow.
Because if you think it's gonna be a bad day, then you will not have a good day.
Yo,
What in this world brings you the most joy?
Then you will not have a good day.
What in this world brings you the most joy?
My family. I actually thought that one day, one day she would, like abandon me or something, and she hasn't done. And she says, I never will because you're my son no matter what.
Is it okay if I ask you questions about the accident?
Wow. Wow. So he's fearful that his mom might abandon him because of the tragedy that happened to him. That's so sad. But again, I guess that's why he said love is the most important thing to him, because he's scared that his mom won't love him anymore because of the way he looks. And that, I'm glad that he knows that that is not the case, and that that is just fear being in his mind and trying to persuade him to keep him down and keep him anxious.
Because you're my son no matter what.
Is it okay if I ask you questions about the accident?
Sure.
What happened?
The candle fell. The fire spread quick and then into my blanket. And then it all caught on fire.
Pues cuando le pasó el accidente,
When the accident happened,
que para mí fue muy doloroso porque una madre no quiere que le pase nada a sus hijos.
for me, it was painful because no mother wants this to happen to their son. The doctors told me I was about to die when I came.
Wow.
Well, there was just no hope.
If you could change anything about the world, what would you change?
I'll change.
Whew, wow, this is a heavy one. I was not expecting. I've already talked. I mean, again, I can't blame these doctors. They had no idea. They can't tell the future. But I've already talked on this channel time and time again where doctors say to someone with disabilities and their loved ones, either this person with disabilities won't be able to do anything, and they're going to struggle their whole life, and it's going to be a terrible life. And in this situation, they told him he was going to die, but he's right there. And as the person with disabilities just said, because I don't know their name yet, as they just said, I'm sorry, I'm like rebooting. Oh, as I just said, the doctors, they just didn't have any hope. And, if they had hope, right, they wouldn't have told him, like, hey, you're not going to make it, and cause that immense fear. But again, the doctors, they didn't know. They can't tell the future. They just are going based off of possibility, chances, and past histories,
The people in this,
What would you change?
there's no hope.
If you could change anything about the world, what would you change?
I'll change that people understood each other better.
Do you feel misunderstood?
Sometimes.
How would you explain your role in his
as a
life?
teacher.
I would say I feel like I'm kind of like a mentor, someone that he can ask anything and he gets the truth.
But there was one day when this kid said, he was coming some kind of creature in his imagination.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was, but
before he finishes, like I said, kids can be cruel and they don't even realize it. And I've seen kids be cruel to each other, say some of the worst things I've ever heard to each other, which is just mind-blowing to me. But that's why it's so important for kids to have a positive role model in their lives, because I have witnessed firsthand what being a positive role model has done to inspire kids to do better. There were times where I would clean up trash all around the school, and the kids that watched me clean up all this trash, eventually they started cleaning the trash with me. And when they asked me why I was doing what I was doing, I said because it's dirty out here and the school looks a lot better when it's clean. And as I cleaned up and they saw it looked a lot better, eventually they started picking up trash, throwing it in the trash cans. And of course I praise them for that privately. Um, but you know, I know that kids can be cruel, and that's why we need more awareness, more open communication, more positivity around people with disabilities, so that we can have better experiences. All right, let me rewind back to the very beginning.
Someone that he can ask.
This kid said, "Oh, he was coming some kind of creature in his imagination." I can't remember what it was, but what I did is I scared him, and he went running all the way to
Why
his
would you do that?
house, and then Mama says, "Don't do that." I'm like, "Mom, that was funny for me though."
You
That's
scared the kid
kind
on
of
purpose?
funny.
Oh,
That's not right. Why
In a
would
way,
you
yeah.
do that?
I love how you
Why
like to have
do
fun. Does that stuff ever bother you though, or do you just kind of roll with the punches?
It's funny.
I go with the punches because I understand kids.
Now you know that's not right. You pretending to be a monster to scare this kid. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's not right. That's not right.
Now,
He's a joker. I think one.
Well, you said he rolls with the punches now. All right. Well, and he understands kids now. Yeah, exactly. Like kids, they really don't mean it. Like they really just don't know better, and then they end up being cruel. And sometimes they know when they're doing wrong, but they don't realize how much wrong it is in the greater grand scale of things. Because I've seen kids that are mean on purpose, but they don't realize how much impact their words really can have on someone else. And they also don't realize how much self control in their own actions they can have if they really focused on it. But instead, kids tend to be more reactive, more explosive. So that's why we need those positive role models. Or you could play along and pretend to be a scary monster and scare away a kid.
The very first times I met him, I was like, hang on, I'll give you a hand. I'm going to help you out. He went, can you? I went, what do you mean? And he was like, well, I haven't got one. I was like, really? Did you have to do that?
That's so
And
funny.
he's a joker.
I do act like other teenagers, like, and other kids. I do. I talk and I joke with them, and for a little I forget that I have disabilities and that I'm just like them.
He's a bit of a
Aside from the disability, you are just like them. You're a person just like them, and that's why you relate. And that's just as simple as it is, honestly.
ladies' man as well.
Oh, ladies,
He
man.
does like the girls, and sometimes he asks for a little bit of advice with the ladies. But I've also seen him in action, and he really doesn't need my advice.
Seems like it, honestly.
He's good.
What are some things you do for fun?
I hang out with my friends and sometimes with my girlfriend. When I was little, I used to.
Cool. That's awesome. Which is so normal. Hanging out with friends, hanging out with a girlfriend, being interested in girls, like all that stuff. Very normal human experience.
I used to be a what you call them, a player, but
Hey, yo.
but then I understood that was not the best thing to do in the future.
Did he teach you that?
Yes, in a way, yes.
Oh my god. Yo.
But last year I asked him, "Hey, Eli," I said, "So I never ask a girl out. So how you ask him out?"
Okay, that's what's up.
And he said, "Well, this, and this, and this, and this.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, so that's okay.
And did it work?
Yeah.
Hey, that's
Are
what's
you
up.
satisfied with
That's
your
what's
life
up.
right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yo, shout out to his mentor. That's awesome. He's doing great works. I'm glad that he has that support in his life to help him, stay at peace and keep a clear mind. That's awesome.
Are you satisfied with your life right now?
Yes and no.
What would you like to improve?
One, that I have vision and have hands like a normal person does.
Is he popular at school?
He's very popular.
That's awesome.
You know, and I think being at the school that he's at, that, I would say most of his peers don't judge him. They take Zaid for who he is.
That is awesome. Great news, and I hope more schools follow suit. They follow the same pattern, because I'm so glad that he feels like he belongs, because he deserves it.
TSBVI is Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Oh,
And
okay.
and it runs from people that have low vision to no vision, and sometimes a lot of them have other disabilities that go along with it.
Yeah, they call those comorbid. Oh, sorry, that's not the right word. They call those co-occurring disorders and disabilities. So you have a primary disability, and then there might be secondary disabilities that the primary one affects the most things, like the most has the most effects, but the secondary disability has like, for example, you can have autism as the primary, and you can have ADHD as the secondary. That's a secondary disorder, whereas it may affect things as well, but not as much as the primary disability. But you will still need specialized training, or specialized teaching, in order to help negate the effects of those other disabilities.
And Zaid's one of those students.
What is it like to be blind?
It's a good question.
I think it's fun, actually.
Fun?
Why?
Interesting.
Because you cannot see what other people are talking about.
Would you say most people truly see Zaid as he is?
No, I would say that they just see the outside Zaid, and they don't get to speak to him like I do.
I hope that people out there, I hope they only care like what's inside and not the outside part, because the outside part, sometimes it can be wrong.
What are you most proud of your son for?
¿Qué estás contento de tu hijo?
Pues porque él es muy estudiante.
He's a good student.
What are your goals for the future?
Nice.
My goals for the future are, well, one, to be an interpreter, and other goal is
That's cool. You can be an interpreter.
that hopefully one day I could work for operation, like 911 operation.
Why do you want to work for 911?
Because I don't want other people to suffer what I've been suffering.
How old were you when you met your stepdad?
I was 15.
What did you think the first time you met Zaid?
¿Qué pensaste cuando conociste a Sai por primera vez?
Fue muy fuerte para mí.
It was painful for me.
No supe qué decir, que no supe qué hacer.
I didn't know what to say, and I didn't know what to do.
No, que cuando
That tends to be the case when people first meet people with disabilities. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. They don't know how the person's going to react to what they say. Um, and it was the same thing for my fiance. Um, I'll have the podcast video uploaded soon, but you know, it was her first time meeting someone. It was her first time meeting someone with a disability. I mean, aside from, you know, people at school, but people in her immediate family, no one has disabilities of any type, any known disabilities of any type. So for her, you know, this is her first time really having a one-on-one conversation with someone with a severe disability like nonverbal autism. And you know, so she really had no idea what to do, what to say. And I also did warn her. I said, hey, my brother could be a little bit harsh. If he doesn't like you, he might grab your hand and pull you out the door, and point to the door and say, go. So just a fair warning. So, you know, there tends to be a lot of anxiety involved with interacting with people with disabilities for the first time, especially if it's one of your first times meeting anyone with any kind of severe disability.
sí, me sorprendí, pues todo.
And when I saw him, I just got shocked and surprised, and that's all.
What's it like for you to hear your stepdad say that?
I think anyone would be surprised, to be honest. So I don't blame him for it. I like to write stories, poems, and I like to make songs.
That's cool.
It just takes you out of the real world.
Yeah.
It helps me to forget like all my pain and all my sadness sometimes that I have. And so I think that your imagination could take you to places that you want to be.
What would you say is the most important thing Lee has ever taught you?
He taught me that men could feel pain too.
That's real.
And that
So
if
real.
you feel pain, then, you know, talk about it, you know, not like let yourself like say, no, I'm a man and there's nothing I can do, you know, and because if you don't tell nobody like about the physical pain, emotional pain, or anything, then you make yourself hurt even worse than you are. If you care for others,
Yeah, don't hold it all in. That's a great lesson, because a lot of men in our society, they, you know, hold it all in, gotta be a macho man about things. But, you know, men hurt too. And doing it alone, you know, will just, it's like a balloon. Like, you'll just keep filling up your balloon until it one day it just bursts and pops. And you know, that's why it's best to get that out of you, and to talk to someone about it, and to understand that men do have pain. That is a great lesson, honestly.
you make yourself hurt even worse than you are. If you care for others, then those others will care for you. And when you die, a lot of people come visit you.
Do you think about stuff like that?
Yes.
What type of emotion do you experience when you think about passing?
I get nervous, to be honest, because, you know, you don't know where you're going to go. You know, you don't know what you're going to fall, like, people say you're going to fall asleep forever and everything. And, you know, and if you cannot hear the earth and anything like you used to hear, well, it could be a little scary. But I think that if I pass away one day, I've been a nice person and I haven't done anything bad to anybody. Like, I haven't hurt no one or anybody, that and people care for me. Now, I'm not saying the whole world is, but maybe my friends would.
When you think about being an adult,
Wow.
do you get excited
So deep. So deep. Wow.
or intimidated?
I get nervous because I miss my childhood and I think I'm gonna miss my teenager life too.
What is teenager life like?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm laying down watching TV, be on your phone.
So you just want to be
fair.
lazy your whole life.
Well, and when you grow up, you know, you it takes it from you because then you gotta find yourself a job. You don't have time for yourself.
If somebody wants to be Zaid's friend, what do they need to do?
I think you listen to him. I mean, he's very smart. I mean, his range of topics that he likes will always have some kind of active conversation that they'll be able to hold easily.
I think that every human in this world, every human in this world has worth and interest and value.
Tonight we have
100%
the
agree.
incredible
I 100% agree. I guess that's the end of the episode. But yeah, I 100% agree. Every human has worth and values and interests and hobbies and abilities, and I think that the world or people in the world should create opportunities where and structure where people with these disabilities can come and experience these new situations and these new experiences so that they can see what they really like and to see what's out in the world. That's just what I think. So I wholeheartedly agree with Zaid. All right, let's see what Chris got for us.
opportunity to help our new friend Zaid. As you can imagine, the cost of all of his surgeries and all of Zaid's medical requirements is astronomical. So we started a fundraiser to give Zaid access to the medical care he desperately needs. To get the ball rolling, I donated the first $1,000. If you're watching this and want to help Zaid, the link is in the description below. Thank you for supporting Zaid. Thank you for showing him love and kindness. The way this community continues to rally around one another just makes me feel so much better about the world. Thank you.
Wow. That. Oh, so I guess there's an update video. I'm not gonna watch it quite yet, but that is awesome. Shout out to Chris for creating that GoFundMe and donating 1,000 towards it. That is awesome. But yeah, that was a great episode. A lot of deep conversations. A lot of great questions posed by Chris. And yeah, no, it was great to hear Zaid's perspective and I think it was well worth watching, well worth spreading the awareness about, because not a lot of people know things about people with severe burns, me included, and yeah, it was good to learn some things. So thanks for watching. I think this is like number 4 now. I want to keep going and pretty much watch all of them if possible. I also have more series coming soon. I have more calls to action. I have videos describing various resources and scripts. Coming soon, I have videos demanding police reform and mandating disability training for first responders so that we can have more inclusive police force that are less likely to get into situations of excessive force or essentially murdering children with disabilities. So I have videos like that coming out soon. I'm going to continue with these watching these for awareness and seeing if I could learn something or if I could teach you guys something. Yeah, I think that's really it. And then I'll try to have podcast episode 5 out soon. It's just a lot of editing, but I'll get working on it. So thanks for watching. If you stayed this long, pat yourself on the back. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want. Peace.